Sure. What about the role of like frameworks and helping the effectiveness of like a Rapid7, which has arguably the most comprehensive set of security between the vulnerability management, the application management, and XDRs. Not many of the players cross all those boundaries like you do with your own platform, right? A lot of them might try and manage somebody else's for everything, and that seems to be a strategic advantage. You generally have like typical commercial customers, you work them towards a framework for making sure you have the control set right. If you don't collect the logs, it's hard to alert on them, those types of things. So what can the customer expect when they start out with Rapid7 to increase their security posture?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of the primary things that we do, of course, we have a lot of different teams looking at a lot of different things to determine, like what is the best fit, right? What should you be sending? When customers onboard, they go through an onboarding process that includes looking at, sort of the most sort of strategic event sources that you want to feed in order to collect the most relevant security data. And then as they partner with our customer advisor team, in our managed detection response and MVM and MAS services, they're going to continuously work with them on a month-to-month basis or however often they're meeting to identify maybe some of those gaps. One of the things that we actually did recently, going back to what I mentioned earlier about the most common threat vector that we identified throughout the course of 2022 leading to major incidents, we took the data that we had across our customer base and we used our threat hunting model. So our SOC goes and performs hypothesis-driven threat hunting initiatives on a monthly basis. And anytime something comes up that is of interest, we go and kind of search across all of our customer bases for any of this type of relevant activity. They took that and actually used that model to try to identify, okay, which customers of ours out there are they have a supported event source for a multi-factor authentication solution, an Okta, a Duo, whatever it might be. They looked at the relevant log sets that they could search across and then did sort of a gap analysis of let's identify who has this event source but isn't actually sending us any of these logs. And things, things of that nature to help identify where are our customers not necessarily failing, but maybe not knowing what they're missing, and then we can then help them identify those gaps, increase their the types of events that they're feeding in, and help them close those gaps essentially. So it's something that you generally want to do a sort of a risk management kind of approach, but we're actually, like I said, we're using the security modeling that we do, the threat hunting, the investigations that our analysts perform to even help, sort of quicken up, and identify those, because you've got thousands of customers, your customer advisors are working with them on a regular basis, but they don't always know exactly what the customer is missing, and the customer doesn't even always know what they're missing. But we can use data sets like this to help them identify that.